Stop Nigeria's Catch Them Young initiative was launched in 2018 with the storybooks Emeka's Money and Halima's Boat. Our Catch Them Young initiative started as a result of frustration with anti-corruption efforts in Nigeria. We also noted that a lot of the anti-corruption efforts in Nigeria were not future forward, in that we were strengthening systems and institutions, but forgetting those who would work in those systems in the future. And in 2019, we received funding to start what we call our ACES project, Anti-Corruption Education for Social Change.
Well, I think that Step Up was probably the first organization who reached out to us and proposed to work with children. And we thought that working with children is certainly one way of bringing up those values that we think are important values, so that our own children will know what is right, what is wrong. I think for us it was a good idea that, we are looking at something that we were not looking at, and therefore looking at children, we thought that that is a great idea that we should see and consider and support.
Okay. Before moving to Step Up Nigeria, I always had the urge to want to voice out if I see something that is wrong in society. So after I met Step Up Nigeria in my school, the Batax Academy, I figured out that their aim was to teach children how to voice out, how to be integrity-filled, how to be able to speak up when they see situations about corruption, how to be able to correct what is wrong. I found that as an opportunity to participate in the debates that was held. Even if I wasn't really the lead speaker, I was able to still voice out at a point. And then after being declared the winner of the debates, I was very happy because Step Up Nigeria gave me opportunities, a whole lot of opportunities. I was able to travel to Vienna to give a speech on corruption.
My name is Naomi Oloyede. As children, we want to grow up in a place where there is peace, where there is power, and where the rule of law is respected. The future of the children and the youth is in the hands of our policy makers. So I want to plead with you to join hands together to make our world a better, safe and inclusive place. Thank you.
So I've always been a child that loves writing, reading, novels and books, and I've always wanted an opportunity where I'll be able to express myself, because I already know how to express myself through writing. So when Step Up Nigeria came to the Battle Axe High School at Federal Housing, I was opportuned to be selected to be among the students that are going to write poem against corruption in the school, and I found that opportunity as a very exciting one. So I had to use it. I took time at night, I was awake to pen down everything I knew was going wrong in the country. So with that opportunity, Step Up Nigeria picked me up, and then I was able to represent my school and also the organization at an event that happened.
And decrease our population. Oh, wicked corruption, you're spreading fast like an infection. We need to give you instant injection. You have caused so much danger to our nation. We only talk, with no action. We need to back up with action.
So since then, I've been able to speak out because I found myself speaking in front of big people that I wouldn't imagine that I'm going to stand there one day. So with that opportunity, I've been able to go far, even in my school, my current school.
I can remember when Step Up Nigeria came to my school, I was in JSS2, and they played a movie, Emeka's Money, and the movie was talking about how politicians embezzle funds, and there was also a lesson. No matter what position we are in, we should make sure we fight against corruption and stand up as anti-corruption ambassadors. it also made me to realize that the condition we are in Nigeria now is because of little things like that. When you start to speak against corruption and everybody around you sees you doing that, they become more confident, and when everybody begins to do that, the world becomes a better place. Anti-Corruption Club was established after they came to my school, and now because of the teachings on the assembly ground and in the club, students are now more bold and more confident, and they can stand up against corruption. Even little things like money they find on the floor, they bring it when some students that don't know anything about corruption will just pick it and use it. And during tests in classes or during exams, when they see people cheating, they report.
Pop Nigeria came to my school in the year 2022, and they brought a book as a speech. That book really inspired me. Like, I was really delighted with the book. The story was all about a girl named Asa. She was 13 years old and shows how integrity she was and she tried how possible best to stop corruption. When I come across the book, like, you know, before the Step Up Nigeria came to my school, sometimes I do see my mates cheating on exam, but because of the guilt, I'm not having that courage to talk to them. But even when Asa was just 13 years, she used to talk to her parents, and even when they were going to the hospital, when the VIO asked them to pay a bribe, she talked to him. So since then, when I see my mates cheating during exam, I used to stop them, and I have that confidence in me to stop them when doing cheating or report them to my teachers. So I try to compare herself with myself from the story, and I see if she can do what she did at that age, that means I should be able to do that, since I am 16 years and she is 13 years.
Well, when Step Up Nigeria engaged me, I reported my teacher, who helped others engage in examination malpractice. I felt that was wrong, because during our examination, we had to test the knowledge of what we've learned so far. So according to what he did, it was not supposed to happen. Well, currently, I am writing storybooks which can impact young lives like me against the fight of corruption. Well, I hope that the country would join us to say no to corruption, so that we can have people of integrity and the world can be a better place.
So where we are today in our society as a country is a product of the stories we've told ourselves and the generations that we had that come before. What do I mean by that? If you look back on the storylines of the home video industry of the 90s in this country, those videos were themed around get-rich-quick scheme, prostitution, cultism, right? At least those three I can remember from most of the strings of the stories in those videos. Those videos have shaped our society so much so that today, all the 30-year-olds or thereabouts that you now have, most of them have been influenced by the stories. So stories are very powerful ways to shape society. And that's why the work we're doing at Step Up Nigeria around using stories to change minds around corruption or anti-corruption is the way to go. And it's a powerful tool that is proven to be very effective in shaping societies.
Actually, I've been doing many things, but in this country, it is harder to convince people, because people have the mindset that anything that can't help them instantly, or anything people are doing to them, that they are also going to do the same. So I've been doing this. Maybe if I meet anyone and if I notice the act is an act of corruption, so I'm going to try to influence the integrity upstairs into the person's brain. But few people usually change, and after changing, after a period of time, they are going to change totally, and maybe worse than before, because of the condition of the society. But I can assure you that if Step Up Nigeria give with the youngsters, with the anti-corruption more backup, we are going to be able to spread anti-corruption habits over the world, and especially Nigeria.
A major challenge that I face in my anti-corruption campaigns is firstly trying to shift the mindset and the perspectives of my mates and my friends around me. Because a lot of us have already grown with this idea that corruption is not their business. Corruption is just the business of those in political offices, or the Economic Financial Crimes Commission, or the ICPC, that fighting corruption is their business. But I've tried to make them understand that fighting corruption is everyone's business, and that we need every hand to be on deck in order for us to actually eradicate corruption from our society.
The various dimensions through which Step Up Nigeria comes in to tackle corruption is really amazing. These dimensions, from changing the character of the child through telling stories, introducing the child to videos and storybooks, then to the training of staff or teachers, where these stories that they are bringing is still emphasized. So even engaging parents in the home front, where they can teach their children the basic, morals of life, gives me this look that this organization tries to change the child holistically. It's not a one-sided approach. And that is what, I enjoy about Step Up Nigeria.
Over 60,000 young children across Nigeria have been exposed to the teachings of anti-corruption. From bustling cities to remote villages, this bold initiative is shaping a generation, arming them with the tools to challenge corruption.
My own hope is that, as these young people who, started as children in these programs, and many of them have become adolescents, many of them probably are adults at this stage, and I hope that those values that they have imbibed, I hope that they will continue to espouse those values. I hope they will continue to be role models for other people to see wherever they find themselves. I hope that they see themselves as champions for the kind of work that they have done. I hope that they see themselves as ambassadors for Step Up work, and that everyone will see them as these are the Step Up ambassadors, and they will be respected, and I hope that they will contribute towards making the ideas around normative change, behavioral change, ethical changes as something that is a standard thing that they will do, and will continue applying the flag of Step Up as they grow into new roles and new activities.